WICC 600.
Hey, folks, welcome back to the show, the Brian Smith News and Variety Show. Johnny Rizzo sitting in for my friend Brian Smith. I'm sitting in the studio with Ann Kissel and Carl Yard, two very funny comics.
Hey.
And, you know, I have a very special guest from the famous Bowery Boys and Dead End Kids, Mr. Leo Gorcey Jr. Hello, Leo.
Hey, Johnny.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I am very, very happy to talk to you. I'm a really big Dead End Kid fanatic. And being a stand-up comic, Leo Gorcey, your father, was a great influence on me. And I think that Norm Crosby and Archie Bunker and all the other malapropism guys would be nowhere without your dad.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thanks for the kind affirmations.
Now, I understand that you have a new book out.
Well, I wouldn't call it new. It came out 3 years ago, but it's still selling very steadily, so I'm happy about that.
And that name of that book is?
Me and the Dead End Kids.
Me and the Dead End Kids. How cool is that?
Yeah,
that's
cool. It's very cool.
You know, back in Brooklyn, you were spotted with your father outside of Pip's Comedy Club. Do you remember that evening when you were walking by Pip's Comedy Club?
No, man, I don't know. That must have been a long time ago.
Right, because someone told me that Slip Mahoney was at the club, and I think I almost had a stroke that I missed him. I was so disappointed that I missed him. And a lot of people don't know, Leo, that your father was a serious actor on the stage before he became Slip Mahoney.
Yeah. They the play Dead End started the whole deal, and that ran for almost 2 years on Broadway. Had a very long run.
Right, and that was Mr. Kingsley's play. Was it Bernard Kingsley, I think?
Yeah.
Or Sidney.
He was a very serious social commentator, and Dead End was a very serious play about the influence of the being raised in the ghetto had on these kids, and
right.
And how it influenced their choices and decisions about what they were going to do with their life, just like it is today. It's really not that much different.
No, it's not. It was.
And so yeah, and the play got a lot of attention. In fact, it was the first Broadway play ever to be brought to the White House, and I believe Eleanor Roosevelt saw the play 6 times or 8 times or something like that.
Wow, I didn't know this.
Yeah, my dad shook hands with President Roosevelt, and then he went home and he told his mother, who is Irish, very Irish. She had the shillelagh stick, whack him with the shillelagh stick. He goes home and he tells his mother, he says, I shook hands with the president today, and he goes, I'm never going to wash this hand again. And she's like, oh, yeah, you are going to wash it again. You're going to wash it right now, because dinner's on the table, and whacked him with the shillelagh stick. That was the end of that.
Oh, boy. I tell you, I read his book, his Wedding Shells and Cockle Shells, or well, I forgot the title now. It's off the top of my head.
That's, you said about half of it.
About half of it. Yeah, it's a real tongue twister. And he was a colorful guy.
Republished that. Actually did more than republish it. Restored it. That was what he basically contacted me. One of my book signings or something, and said that his whole life, his whole aspiration was to republish my father's autobiography.
Wow.
So we worked on the project, and he did everything exact. The dust cover, he even did the font the same, everything the same.
Wow.
We added some more pictures and some notes, and the old he only printed a few thousand copies of the original, which when it came out sold for $3.95. Now it's selling for $1,000 on eBay.
Wow. Wow, I should never brought it back to the library. I knew it. I could have pulled my own.
I've had people that took it and stole it from the library and just paid the
late
$100
fee
or whatever the the penalty is for stealing books from the library. He said it was a bargain.
Yeah, because it's an investment. Now, a lot of people don't know that if you watch the Bowery Boy films, when they go to Louis' sweet shop, Louis Dombrowski, the owner of the sweet shop, where the boys used to raise heck, was actually Leo's father.
Yeah, that was my dad's father. That was my grandfather, Louis. He was about 4'10".
Bernard Gorcey.
And
did you know him? Did you know your grandfather?
Not much, because he died in 1956, and I was like about 7 years old.
Oh,
so
gee, yeah.
He got in a car accident and died at very untimely death.
Wow. Now, also, one of your father's ex-wives married Groucho Marx, right?
Yeah, his first wife married Groucho Marx.
That's incredible. That's a movie of the week right there.
That's two bad boys.
Talk about You Bet Your Life.
Yeah, that caused a ruckus. Well, you know, they met because my dad, Groucho, used to have my dad come on and do the Pabst Blue Ribbon Hour radio show with him. And
Right.
Groucho would have him on the show. You can, and you know, he would bring Kay along, and then Groucho and Kay got together, and so my dad says, well, you know, since you're a millionaire, since you have more money than I do,
You take care of her.
why don't you let me off the hook with the alimony here?
Well,
Groucho says, I never interfere with somebody's finances.
Leo Gorcey Jr., we have less than a minute here to wrap it up. I would like to have people know where they can get in touch with you and maybe order books.
Well, it's very difficult, Johnny.
Yeah.
It's Leo Gorcey at leogorcey.com.
Oh, that's hard. Leo Gorcey at leogorcey.com. Also, you were at book signings and stuff too, right? And doing some speeches and stuff?
I don't do so many anymore.
No?
I crisscrossed the country a few times, and then I had to get back to my day job.
Well, Leo Jr., hold on the line for a second. We're going to go to news and traffic on the 6s right here at WICC, so stick around, folks.